up, y'all? It's your girl Queensteeztv, and I am back with another video. Y'all already see what the title is about, honey. This person tried to run off with my taxes, not my tax money. The queen is not having that. Listen, if I don't give y'all no other piece of advice, take this. If anybody is doing taxes that got their arms folded like this, don't trust them, okay? Don't trust them. If this is your first time over here on my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are lit over here with the Steez gang, okay? Join the club. Next, make sure you hit the thumbs up button and show your girl some love. Drop down in the comments. Let me know if this has ever happened to you or anything similar. And I will see you guys in this video. Don't forget, y'all, subscribe to my beauty channel if you are into that. It is called Steez So Stush. And also the song that you are about to hear in the intro, that is my song called Flossing. It is available on all streaming platforms, or you can just go to my channel and just watch the song. Not watch the song, listen to the song. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Alright, come on.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging.
Y'all, so why the other day, one of my family members called me and was like, yo, did you already file your taxes? Cause I got this new tax man and they getting people back like 17 or 20,000. First of all, no. Yo, I had to tell them, I said, yo, I am not messing with you and nobody that you got doing taxes, because the last time I listened to you, to let somebody that you know file my taxes, they done ran off with them. I ain't heard from them. They had all my information, y'all, and they was gone in the wind, baby. And when I say Queensteez had to get active, I had to get active, y'all, because, listen, they was playing with me. So I told my family member, I said, listen, Luther told us all a long time ago, it is 3 people that you do not play with. And that is the who, the and the S. Okay? I don't play with them people, and I'm not even going to I ain't even going to say their name, okay? I ain't even going to say their name up in this video. I'm going to call them the alphabet boys, the people, somebody like that, because if you say their name 3 times, they going to pop up. I don't want them popping up on me. But y'all, let me tell y'all what happened, okay? So, this family member, I love them to death, but they always are in something, very much something. And me, this happened some years ago, y'all. Prior to that, I didn't understand about taxes and all of this stuff. Because, you know, when you young and you getting it and you making a decent amount of money and you got businesses, then, you know, usually when the time comes, all this stuff, usually these type of people, so, y'all, I was used to that. So, my family member, I did go say what related, my family member told me like, oh no, this guy, he's legit. He got this good business. He did mine. Everything was okay. So, I called a couple other family members and they like, oh yeah, he referred me to them too. And that was good. So, I said, okay. I started thinking about it because I was already looking for another tax preparer, because the one that I was going to previously, when I say the queen was on every year, and I was like, listen, these people is taking the majority of my salary. How do I still owe them? What did Tyrese say? It was given, what more do you want from me? What more do y'all want from me? I didn't have nothing else to give, okay? So I was already looking for somebody new. So I said, okay, you know what? Everybody said that this person was cool. They did what they were supposed to do. I said, let me go ahead. Let me try them out, right? So y'all know taxes come out like what, the end of February, the beginning of March, or I don't know, January, February. The beginning of the year. I don't even know, because y'all, I don't even be pressed about no damn taxes. Because like I said, I just be trying to break even, okay? I don't need all of that, you know? So, I said, okay, let me go here. So, I met with the guy. And when I say, y'all, he came off so professional. Like, and that's how them scammers get you. So, he came off so professional. And, you know, we talked about things. And I gave him, you know, my information, and you know they ask you for your ID and all this stuff. So he was like, send me a picture of your ID and this and that. So I'm like, send you a picture of my ID, because I'm like, okay, when we met up initially, when I gave it to you, why didn't you ask for that there, or why didn't you bring me to your office? So I was like a little skeptical, because I'm like, you know, listen, an old man told me, he said it ain't your social. He said it's an ID. He said once people got your name and date of birth, they're you, honey. They're you. So I was like, okay. So after that, you know, I don't play ID games. I don't play social security number games either, but yeah. So I'm like, then you know, the text messages and all that. I'm like, look. So anyway, I gave it to him, because I'm like, look, let me just get this done and over with and see what the grass is giving. So he said that and told me, like, you know, everything's going to be okay. You're actually going to get a refund. So, y'all, I dropped my taxes off to him at the beginning of tax season. So, time rolled around, y'all. March come. April come. May come. And I'm like, I ain't heard nothing back from the people. And you know that anytime when you file, you get a text message from them. They say, boom, your federal returns have been accepted. Boom, your state returns have been accepted. So, y'all, I call him up. I'm like, I'm just call his damn name. I'm like, hello, TJ. What's going on with my taxes? I'm like, because I haven't heard anything. I said I never got no message saying that the returns was filed. Like, what's going on? I'm like, and it really don't take that. I don't recall it taking this long. You know what I'm saying? Because they let you know immediately. Yeah, you getting a refund, or no, you're not. So I'm like, you told me that I was getting a refund. Yeah, where is it? So he's like, oh no, they're really backed up this year. You're not the only person that's waiting. So I'm like, TJ, I'm like, it's been like over 2 months though. Like, are you playing with me right now? So he's like, no, I promise you. I'm like, did you file my taxes? He was like, yes, I did. He's like, they should be coming. So I'm like, all right. So I called one family member. I'm like, did you get your taxes from TJ? And they like, yeah, I got my refund. So I'm like calling somebody else. They like, yeah, I got mine. So I'm like, well, where is mine at? So I called the person who referred me to him, and I'm like, did you get your taxes? I'm like, cause yeah, I ain't even get no alert that they was even filed. Y'all, I'm like, where my taxes at? Cause y'all know my birthday's in June. I'm like, yeah, who couldn't get a little extra cash to celebrate their birthday? So I'm like, where's my money? Where's my money? So, y'all, June rolled around, July rolled around. So, all in between this time, I'm calling him. He's not answering, y'all. When I tell you I was calling him, baby, I was calling about every 3 days. So, he wasn't answering the phone. So, I'm like, tax season, you know, the last day to file was usually like around the middle of April. So, like April 15th. So, I'm like, it's way past tax season closing. So, yeah, like, it's giving red flags. So I'm like, I know that he didn't take all my information and run off. So I'm like, nah. So I'm sitting at work, you know, one day. You know how it is when you work, you know, in healthcare and stuff like that. It be older folks around. And I was telling one of my homegirls, but it was an older person that was around. We was like in the break room. And they was like, I'm sorry to be in your business, but they was like, you know, you can just go on the people website and type it in and see if your return was filed. I was like, no. They was like, yeah, go online, go create an account, And then it'll tell you when it was filed, if it was e-filed, if it was mailed in, all that stuff. I'm like, oh, for real? They like, yes. So, y'all, listen. I left out the break room. I went to the nearest computer station. I'm on there making an account. Because I'm like, nah, it's something going on. Y'all, why I make the account? And it's like, I'm going to just say a year. It's like, your 2021 taxes return was never filed. So now, y'all, I'm mad. Because, like, we way past July. I'm mad. So I'm calling him. So he's sending me the voicemail. So I'm bamming the phone. Bam, bam. He hanging up. I'm bamming it back again. He hanging up. Bam, I'm bamming it back again. So I said, you know what? Wait, let me leave you a message. I'm like, hello, TJ. I'm like, can you please give me a call? I said, because I just checked the government website and they said that my returns were never filed. Now, anybody who know when you don't file on time by the deadline, you're charged a penalty. And you're charged a penalty every single day that you don't file. So we're months down the line. Y'all, August come. I'm still calling his phone literally like every 3 days. He's not answering. September come, y'all. He's still, so listen, from, I'm going to say February to September, I get no answer. No communication, nothing. So at this point, I'm back on my family member line. Because now, man, you got beef. Because you've referred me to this person. So my family member is a male. So I'm like, you know what? You referred me to him. I'm the type of woman, I let men tangle with men, you know, unless I'm super, super irritated. And I feel like the first tango. And then I'm going to get a man to intervene. But for the most part, I let men deal with men. So I'm like, look, you referred me to them. So you need to find out where my munyan is before me and you be done yan. So they was like, I don't got nothing to do with that. I said, you know, you very much do have something to do with that because you referred me to this person and you claimed that they was trustworthy and I get it, all y'all got your stuff, but you're not about to just throw me out there like, oh, wow. It ain't giving it. And I'm like, not only that, this person got all my information. They got literally everything. My name, date of birth, social address. You're me. At this point, you're me. So y'all, me and my family member, we got the beefing. Because I was like, look, I said, you better get him on the phone some type of way. I said, I don't care who you got to call, Ghostbusters. You better tell him that he better call me back immediately or he gonna have a problem, okay? So after that call, my family member got into it. He called me. So I see my phone ringing. So I'm like, I've been calling you for months. I called them, told them to call you. You pick up for them. So y'all, as soon as I said, I'm like, hello. Yo, listen, I ain't even answer the phone nice. I'm like, hello. He's like, yeah, you keep calling me. I said, no, hold on. Hold on. I said, because, yeah, I didn't like the tone that he was giving. So I said, no, you hold on. I said, look, I ain't about to go back and forth with you. I said, you got my stuff back in February. It's September. I said, the deadline already passed. And he's like, well, I don't have nothing to do with it. They backed up. I said, check this out. I said, you never filed my taxes. You never filed. I did file your taxes. I said, look, check this out. I went and made an account on their website. I said, and it says that the returns were never filed. I was like, so stop playing with me. I said, and furthermore, now every day I'm getting a penalty because you did, you know what I'm saying? You failed to file. So he's going back for swearing me up and down. He filed. So I'm like, so you telling me that they're lying? So you're telling me that the government is lying and that they actually received it, but they gonna lie to me and tell me that they didn't receive it? If listen, if anything, they gonna get their money. So yeah, like, stop playing with me. So then I said, listen, I said, I'm not trying to argue with you. I had to reel myself back in because I was like, yo, if he wants to, he can go get a house in your name, a car. I was like, chill out, buttercup. So he's like, well, I don't have time to deal with this right now because my wife is sick. Click. Yo, he hung up the phone on me. When I say I was livid, when I say my head probably started spinning around like the damn exorcist, because I was hot. So I called my family member back. I'm like, listen, I said, yes, he did just call me. I said, but that bitch just hung up on me, talk about his wife is sick, and he filed the returns, and I'm like, he just talking cold cash shit. I'm like, So my family member was like, look, I don't got nothing to do with that. Y'all two hashed that out. I called him, he called you, and y'all figure it out. So I was like, man, whatever, click. I had the same way TJ hung up on me, I had to hang up on him. I was like, click, because you get on my nerves. So I called him back. So, of course, he not answering at this point. So, probably like 2 weeks later, I get an alert on my phone that's like, bloop, your federal returns have been filed. Something, is there going to be a penalty, something. Then right after that, bloop, your state returns have been filed. But I thought you filed my taxes. So after we get into it, then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, the taxes filed when I get so I go to check their website just to like make sure. So then it's like this day, the thing is submitted. So I took a picture of him. And I'm like, because he wasn't answering the phone, I texted him. I said, I thought that you already filed my returns. Why is this date showing up? And I had a screenshot of messages, like the text messages that they sent you. I said, and I just got texted about it today. I thought you already filed it. Y'all, then he calls me again. But now he's back being level-headed how he was the initial time I talked to him. So he calls like professional. At this point, I'm like, for real, screw you. So I'm like, yeah, TJ. I ain't even saying hello. I'm like, yeah, TJ. Like, what's the tea? So he's like, I want to apologize, because I was really emotional, because my wife was sick, you kept calling me. I told him, I said, check this out. I don't care. I said, I'm sorry that your wife is sick, but I don't care. I said, was your wife sick back in February when you got my taxes? He was like, no. I said, okay, no excuse. No excuse. I don't care. Sorry, but I don't care. So then he's like, you should be getting everything soon. And y'all, he talking and talking. And then he's like, and the price to prepare it is $300. Yo, after that, I just didn't hear nothing. I said, excuse me? He was like, the price is $300. I said, I know you're not serious right now, are you? He like, well, I still got a business to run. I said, you wasn't worried about running no business when you wasn't answering your phone. You wasn't worrying about no business when you never filed my taxes. You wasn't worried about no business when you claimed that your wife was sick. You wasn't worried about running your business, right? Because you couldn't even answer the phone. And you damn sure wasn't worried about running no business when you ain't filed my damn taxes and you was lying about filing it. I said, so the fact that you think that I'm going to pay you money and you had me owing and the penalty was ridiculous. I was like, are you going to pay the penalties that I have to pay? He was like, I don't have nothing to do. I said, no, you do have something to do with it. I said, because it wouldn't have been penalized if you would have filed it when you were supposed to file them. Like, stop playing with me. I said, look, check this out. Stop playing with me. Yo. Why he gonna tell me? He said, oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get my money. How you gonna get your money? He said, oh, I got your banking information. I said, what? I said, what? Say less. Say less, stank. Yo, I ain't never got on the phone so fast. In your little office, baby. I had them goonies pull up down to that office. Baby, we ain't paying you nothing. And I wish anything would come out of this account. I wish anything would come out of this account. Y'all, then after that, he called me back. And he was like, Miss Steez, it's no charge for it, but you ain't had to do all that. I said, you ain't had to do all that you had to do. He was like, well, I was like, Troy, you, your wife, and fuck your life. Because that's it for me. And y'all know I always come back with a moral of the story. And the moral of the story is, if these people is on the flyer like this with their arms folded, talk about they do taxes, do not trust them. Return the sender. Find somebody else to do it. Okay? Hashtag get somebody else to do it. If you like this video, make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Check out some of my other videos. And like I told y'all, come and meet me on my beauty channel because I have some goodies for you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
When I come through, man, you know that I be big ballin'. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging. Work hard, play hard, man, I put my all in. The deal's getting bigger, man, they won't stop calling. They thinking that I'm mellow and I'm just recharging, just recharging.